hopefully they'll be able to get that part sooner than later. Don't think anything should sink as of this point. Hey, we're back again. Yeah, that was Monday, splashdown on Monday. Today is Friday. I'm here back at the marina. Let's talk. And this is where Latitude Adjustment has her dock. And as you can see, Latitude Adjustment is not here at the dock. So let's chat in depth what happened. I was going to go for a walk and talk while we were going to go check out where Latitude Adjustment is, but it's just a little too windy out there, so this is a little bit better for sound. So as I mentioned previously, Latitude Adjustment has had a lot of refurbishment and a lot of up-to-date electronics put into it, amongst some of the major systems, including a pretty large solar setup, along with 3 separate battery banks that include lithium to be able to give us the capability to be at anchor and not have to worry about our batteries discharging. So with that setup, it is Victron that handles the majority of that, and all that data comes in to the Victron Servo GX, which is really the computer that handles everything. And that will show me the conditions of all the batteries, the how much solar we're generating, etc. And then that is tapped into the NEMA 2000 network, which that data can then show up on my Marine displays. And I can also then remotely monitor the boat as to what is happening with it. So with that being said, some of the additional items that you can do with the Servo GX includes monitoring your bilge pumps. It's not necessarily a simple thing to just wire it up, so I did have a specialist come in, and we had to do some custom manufacturing of a couple little housings. We had to change the voltage coming in from the sensors that we tied to the bilge pumps so that the servo can handle that. And then we did that just this last week before launch, and we had the alarm set up on that, but we weren't exactly sure how those alarms would show up. It turned out, or it looked like it would be simply, if I turn on the bilge pump manually, boom, I get an alert. If I turn it off, the alert is off, and that was it. Down the road, the specialist is going to be doing some custom programming with Victron so that we'll be able to do a time scale on there. So for instance, if the bilge pump goes off and stays on for more than 30 seconds, then an alarm would go out. If the bilge pump goes on, let's say a dozen times within a span of a minute or a few minutes, then the alarm will go on. But if it only goes on once for 10 seconds or so, you get some rainwater coming in or something, then you wouldn't get an alarm. But that's to come up. So with that being said, we just managed to wire up the bilge pumps. We've got also our fuel tanks and our black tanks all wired up to the Servo GX. And all that information is available remotely and on my Marine displays. So with that being said, we launched the boat, and I had chatted with my specialist the following day, mentioning what had happened with our air conditioning strainer pump, and that was having to be replaced. The question was, I did not notice an alarm show up when I turned the bilge pumps on after we had water in the bilge. Now, it could be that I just didn't notice it, but we looked at the alarm logs on the Servo GX, and it did show that there certainly was a bilge pump alarm that came on. And then looking at the logs, I noticed that there was not just 1 or 2 from the times I manually put the pump on, but there was consistent bilge pumps coming on approximately every 2 hours for 15-30 seconds at a time. And then that was the mid pump bilge, and then I had the forward pump bilge, and this is going consistently. So now I'm getting a little concerned. Is it just there's an issue with how we set things up, or is there a bit more to the problem So I called up the marina and said, hey folks, I'm not sure if this is a concern, but can you please go check the boat and the bilge, because I am getting alarms that the bilge pumps are going on. So I waited a little while, followed up, and talked with the marina, and they told me that, yeah, Paul, your boat is taking on water. Oh boy, what more can we do? Apparently, the exhaust flanges for the exhaust had started leaking, and both of them. So there was water coming in. I mean, not Niagara Falls, but enough that it's starting to accumulate, and the bilge pumps are going to have to work. So, okay, boat has to come out again. So she's sitting on the hard right now. They've been diligently working on taking the exhaust ports out and basically having to reseal them again. So let's go take a look at how the work has progressed and keep our fingers and toes crossed that this will be it for attempts to sink latitude adjustment. Now, I apologize if there's any wind being picked up here, but I'll try and edit some of that out. Anyways, as you can see, we were at the launch here on Monday, and they brought latitude adjustment back in again, and are diligently working on things. Let's take a look at what was being done. So if we go back here, we can see that it looks like, yeah, they took out this exhaust here. You can see new caulking all the way around that. So that is one that has been done. And let's take a look at the other side. Okay, so it looks like they've been able to do both. I wonder if we're going to be lucky enough to have latitude adjustment splash down again this afternoon. A little bit windy out here, as I mentioned, but okay, we'll go check it out and see what the marina has to say. All right, we are sitting back on latitude adjustment, which is on the hard right now. But good news, after speaking with the marina, they just needed a little bit of time for the sealant to cure, and they would be able to accommodate and put the boat back in the water in a couple of hours. So I'm going to hang out here today and make sure that latitude adjustment gets back on her dock. Again, it's pretty windy out here today, so I hope that all goes well. Maybe there will have to be additional videos showing the challenge of getting to a dock when it's really windy. Anyways, I hope that that worked out well for you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification button. All the best.